Dolphins Today is sponsored by Mint Mobile. They have cell phone plans starting as low as $15 per month. We'll tell you more about them later on in today's show. If you go to mintmobile.com/JackSports, that's how you can get that great deal. With that, we get into today's show. Dolphins fans, I am Will Scott. Welcome into Dolphins Today. With the trade deadline days away, it's on Monday, so a lot of trade rumors to discuss. We begin talking about this. Whoever types fins up the most will get a shout out on the next show. Type fins up down in the comments section. Whoever comments it the most will get a shout out on a future show. Go down and type fins up, spam it, set the tone for that big game on Sunday. Let's talk about Kareem Hunt here first, because a couple of y'all have been hitting me up on Twitter and in the comments section and be like, what are your thoughts on trading for Kareem Hunt? So I did want to include him on this list, although I don't really think trading for him is realistic, but he might be shopped. Brad Stainbrook tweeted this the other day. The Browns are listening to offers on running back Kareem Hunt per a league source. Then Bleacher Report followed with this. There is belief among NFL teams that Kareem Hunt can be acquired for a fourth-round pick, per Jeremy Fowler of ESPN. So when you look at it, yeah, it's pretty possible he gets traded. The question is, where is he going to get traded to? The Dolphins have not been a team heavily linked to him. Here's what he's done so far this season. 66 carries for 263 yards, 15 receptions for 87 yards, 4 touchdowns. The reason he's probably going to get traded, there's a couple reasons, but he's kind of not buried on the depth chart, but he's just not an RB1 in Cleveland because they have one of the better running backs in the league in Nick Chubb. So if he goes anywhere else, he can maybe be RB1. I think he would be RB1 in Miami. Here's the depth chart if you trade for him, and this makes the running back room look a lot better than it currently is. You have Kareem Hunt is your top choice probably. Raheem Mostert would be an outstanding option as the RB2. Chase Edmonds, RB3. So that would very much limit the amount of touches he gets, which would be good. And then Myles Gaskin, RB4. I'd probably trade a fourth-round pick for Kareem Hunt. I really do, because I believe in this Dolphins team. I believe they can be a contender. I just think they're a few pieces away. And when you look at the Dolphins' run game this year, they've had one of the worst rushing offenses in the entire league. They've been ranked toward the bottom of the league all season. You can fix that by acquiring a guy like Kareem Hunt. However, I do not think it's likely that the Dolphins trade for Hunt or another running back here at the deadline. But if you can get a good deal done, maybe you should do it. Should the Dolphins trade for Kareem Hunt? Type T for trade or type P for pass down in the comments section. Go down, let me know. Type T for trade, type P for pass. It is the pinned comment on today's video. Reply to it when you get a second. Another big name that has been in trade rumors is Brian Burns, the defensive end from the Carolina Panthers. He's going to be pricey. In fact, it's been reported that the Panthers turned down, I don't know if I believe this, but they turned down 2 first-round picks for this guy. I definitely think he's worth 1 first-round pick. I don't know about 2. So I don't know. That's pretty wild they turned that down. But he's had a fantastic season when you look at it. 5 sacks in, I believe, 6 games. 8 tackles for loss, 7 QB hits, 29 tackles. He's one of the better edge rushers in the league. It would certainly make the Dolphins' defense even more dangerous. He's definitely named to watch here if you're the Fins. If the Dolphins make a move, we got you covered. Depending on how big the trade is, we might even go live. So subscribe to stay in the know. Go down and subscribe to the channel. Turn on your notifications because we're going to get you guys a video if the Dolphins make a move here in the coming days. Let's talk about William Jackson III now. This might be a more realistic name when you're talking about the first couple options we're discussing. Cornerback from the Washington Commanders. He reportedly wants out. And so you're looking at teams that are in need of corner depth. The Dolphins are very high on that list. You have Kohu and Crossan banged up right now. They're questionable. You've lost Tro Williams for the year. You don't have Byron Jones back. You lost your safety, Brandon Jones, for the year. So the Dolphins need some corner depth, and I think William Jackson needs a fresh start. And I'm all for making this trade. I don't even think William Jackson would be that expensive. I think you can maybe get this done for a 5th-round pick. And if that's the case, then I think you should absolutely do it. So he's named to watch here as well in the coming days. I think it's likely that he gets traded. Do you want to trade for a corner? Type Y for yes or type N for no down in the comment section. Go down and let me know what you think. Would you trade for a cornerback, whether it be William Jackson or maybe somebody else here? Trading for a safety is also an option. Again, you've lost Brandon Jones for the rest of the season. The best safety in trade rumors right now is probably Jonathan Abram from the Las Vegas Raiders. He was in some trade rumors in the offseason after they did not pick up his fifth-year option, so he's set to be a free agent at the end of this season, and I like him. I really do. A lot of upside with Abram. Again, he is probably one of the better safeties on the market, but I don't really know if the Dolphins have to trade for a safety. Like I said the other day, they have some good depth at that position. Eric Rowe, one of the better backup safeties in the league. Verone McKinley might be put on the 53-man. You have Fagellum. So I really like the Dolphins' safety room, even without Brandon Jones. Yeah, you can get better by acquiring Abram. I'm not really sure what the price would be there. I don't think it'd be too hefty, but certainly still a name to look at here if you're Chris Greer after the Brandon Jones injury especially. What y'all need to look at is this deal for Mint Mobile. If you go to mintmobile.com/chatsports, that's where you can begin saving today by picking up this great deal. Unlimited premium wireless plans starting as low as $15 per month. Your mom's going to stop. Your mom might ask to stop calling you so much. Or yeah, right. You're going to stop. You're going to be calling her all the time. Your service will switch seamlessly between 5G and 4G LTE. Whatever network is the strongest. Again, $15 per month. We're all trying to save money right now with inflation. Mint Mobile is a great way to do it. And it's very easy to make the switch. I did it from the comfort of my home. I didn't have to go into a store. It's very easy. They'll send everything you need to you. mintmobile.com/chatsports. That's the link to get this great deal. And that link is going to be in the comments and the description of this video. Let's talk about Bradley Chubb now. Bradley Chubb is one of the bigger names that is in trade rumors right now. In fact, signs are pointing toward him potentially getting traded. Dov Kleiman tweeted this out earlier this week. Broncos top pass rusher Bradley Chubb will likely be traded by Tuesday if Denver loses to the Jags in Week 8, according to Mike Florio of NBC and Pro Football Talk. So go Jags, maybe. Bradley Chubb would be great in Miami. I do believe you would have to give up a first-round pick to get him. I do not know if I'm willing to do that. Right now, the Dolphins have one first-round pick after the tampering sanctions, so I'd like to hold on to that first-round pick and maybe draft a running back like Bijan Robinson or maybe even Sean Tucker. I don't really know how I feel about giving up that first-round pick, but Bradley Chubb's a heck of a player, man. Would make your front seven really, really scary. Roquan Smith would make your defense scary as well. The linebacker from the Bears, he saw his good friend Robert Quinn get traded yesterday. Was emotional in that press conference, and maybe part of that was realizing, he might be next. He has been in trade rumors. In fact, didn't he? Yeah, he requested a trade, I think, earlier in the year. Yeah, before the season started. Only one player in the NFL has multiple sacks and interceptions this season. Who is that? It's Roquan Smith. We've talked about this guy before. Prior to the season when he requested that trade, we're going to continue to talk about him because you look at this Dolphins linebacker room. It's okay, but it can certainly get better. I really like Melvin Ingram. I like JP, but man, if you can add Roquan to that running back room, or excuse me, that linebacker room, it's going to be dangerous, man. I really like that idea. But again, you'd probably have to give up that first round pick. I don't know if that's worth it. Guys, pick one to trade for. Type C for Bradley Chubb or type R for Roquan Smith. Go down to the comment section. Let me know who would you rather trade for. I think a lot of y'all would say, I'd rather trade for an offensive lineman. And of course, we got to talk about offensive linemen in a Dolphins Today trade video. Taylor Moton is still a name to watch here. Now, I do not think it's as likely the Dolphins do this trade because Brandon Shell has been pretty solid at right tackle. As we await the return of Austin Jackson. If Austin Jackson, though, doesn't get back in the next week, then he's going to miss the rest of the year. So that's something to monitor here. But I do like, let's say AJ's out for the year, and we realize that here in the next few days, right? Then I think it's more likely you trade for a tackle like Moton and then have Brandon Shell be your backup swing tackle. But Taylor Moton is still a top target for me. I don't know about the top target anymore. Maybe William Jackson would be that guy right now for me, but Moton, I would be ecstatic if they traded for Taylor Moton. Graham Glasgow is one of the best guards available here. He is not even starting for Denver right now. So when you look at it, I think he's filling in for Quinn Miners for a few weeks. Miners is back. Glasgow's back on the bench. You might be able to get him for a 7th-round pick, and he would be far better than Liam Eichenberg. Liam Eichenberg has been one of the worst-rated guards in the entire league. Looking at him at the left guard position, I mean, if you were to trade for Glasgow and Moton and have Glasgow be your left guard, who's not great but still far better than Eichenberg, and then have Moton be your right tackle and then Chubb be the backup swing tackle, I think that pretty much fixes your offensive line for the most part here if Connor Williams can continue to improve. He had a better week last week. Should Miami trade for an offensive lineman? What do you think? Go down in the comments section. Let me know who you want to trade for, perhaps. Which offensive lineman you want the Fins to target in free agents or at the trade deadline. Guys, go down, subscribe to the channel, because if the Fins make a move, we're going to get you guys a video ASAP. Go down, subscribe to the channel. A lot of trade rumors to discuss here in the coming days, but those are 8 of my trade targets for the Miami Dolphins.